Coach, 2 weeks in a row now, Ross, to give you guys a start and really kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. What have you seen gone wrong from him, and are you thinking about making a change in the Friday spot moving forward?
Strikes. He's going to head in the count, putting hitters away. He's got the stuff to do it. It's just not. You can't come out and walk that many guys and it set the tone that way. Your Friday night guy has to come out and throw strikes down the zone, get your defense involved, and right now it's not happening. So that's a situation we'll talk as a staff and see if it's better moving forward to make a change there. The question becomes who, and so for us it's we need him to pitch the way he's capable of, because he's better than that. He knows that the stuff is outstanding stuff, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good if you're going to walk a lot of guys and fall behind hitters. It just especially a team like that, they're too good of offensively to fall behind and expect your stuff to play. So it's nothing he doesn't know, but it's a matter of how do we fix it. I don't think it's mechanical. I think it's more just getting the ball and attacking the zone.
Going down 10 runs to a conference rival, but then cutting it all the way down to 2. How can you speak to the comeback nature of this team, especially after what they did with GCU?
You're never out of it. These guys are going to keep battling, and that's that shows, I guess, the heart of the team is they aren't going to give in. They're not going to keep going. They're going to keep going and keep grinding. And we brought the tying run to the plate there in the 8th inning, and something special was starting to kind of get brewing. You could feel the momentum coming, and it just, you keep pounding away, and good things happen. And it was an awful big hole to dig out of this time, but we made it close.
What does it take, especially this late in the year, to really keep this thing from unraveling? And what do you feel like you need to do to make sure that doesn't happen? It's a good question. I wouldn't say we're on the verge of unraveling by any means, but we lost a couple games that were ugly, but at the end of the day, it's 2 games, and the cause of it. The cause of it is when you don't attack the zone and don't work ahead, you're going to get beat. And you guys have known me long enough. We've preached on it long enough. If you're not going to work ahead, you're not going to throw strikes, you're going to get your teeth kicked in, and we did. So tonight our offense made it close, whereas last game we played, we went to sleep and nobody really came to play that day. So today our guys kept battling and fighting, and this team's not going to quit. They know what we're capable of doing as long as we do what we're capable of. I'm not asking them to do anything they're not capable of doing, and they've been throwing the ball over the plate since they were 5 years old. It's not overly complicated. They make hitters better when they fall behind the count and or sitting 3-1 all the time. Makes it easier to hit when you're doing that type of stuff. So that's an adjustment. Obviously, talking with Sammy, we're not happy with what they're doing, and they gotta make a change. Otherwise, we'll make changes. And like I said, the question is who's the next guy up that we use. But we can't expect to be the team we want by walking this many guys and allowing this many free bases.
You guys have been harping on walks all season. What do you tell these guys when they're giving up so many free bases?
Well, we harp on walks no matter what. To me, that's the foundation of pitching. Don't give up free bases, and we're giving up too many. And that's why we're having this conversation where I'm a little pissed off because we lost. And it goes right back to the beginning, the building blocks of you walk guys, you're going to lose.
Oregon State, a solid pitching staff, and you probably coming in, got 10 strikeouts on you guys tonight. Would you say that was more of them overpowering you guys, or are you guys getting outside of yourselves?
No, they weren't overpowering us. We put together 11 runs on them. So that Sellers came in leading the conference in strikeouts, and he got us 4. We came out aggressively and swung the bats pretty well against them. Their late relievers have good stuff. We just got to do a better job making the ball be up. But we've seen those guys now. We'll probably see them again at some point in the series. So I wouldn't say they overpowered us. We hit the ball hard tonight.
How much of the command issues can you attribute to not having Campos behind the dish the last 4 or 5 games, and can we get an official update on Campos then after that?
I don't, that's an excuse. I think Bronny's done a good job back there. I think, you know, Trey has been okay. I think there's some pitches at times that he gets a little, could be a little smoother on, but I think, you know, I don't, you know, there's a glove there, you pound the glove. I don't care who's behind the plate. It's, you know, these pitchers are taught to hit locations, and it shouldn't really matter who's behind the plate. I'd have to go take a look at the receiving, if you want to get technical on if there's some borderline pitches, but I don't, from my viewpoint, I think Brody did an outstanding job tonight. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. You know, these guys are going to move on, and some of these guys may move on and play pro ball. You're going to have different catchers every night, so they need to get over that.
Official update on Campos.
Campy is, you know, he was getting close. I think, you know, we were hopeful he might play this weekend. You know, he's been taking batting practice and feeling pretty good. We got him in a live AB yesterday, and he felt it a little bit. Didn't set him back, but it's just, you know, we're on the early side of this thing, and you know, he's been feeling good, and we were kind of hoping, I guess, more than anything, but he was telling me he was feeling good enough to maybe go, so I told him you're going to have to take an at bat and make sure it feels good, and he took one swing and he still felt it a little bit, and I said that's enough. We're not going to push this thing. He's too valuable late in this run. You know, if we gotta be without him for another series, or, you know, at most 2 to get him back for the stretch run, then that's what we're gonna have to do. I'd rather do that than risk trying to play him too early and have him lost for the rest of the season. He's too valuable, offensively, defensively. He's just, we gotta be smart with that one, because those oblique injuries will linger on if you don't take care of them up front. So, again, I was really excited because I thought he was getting real close, and just not quite there yet.
What have been some of the differences you've noticed in these last 2 games, comparatively to some of the games earlier this season, with, you know, whether it's regards to the team's approach or just maybe the team's mentality too, heading into these games?
And which side of the ball?
Offense, even just in general.
I think offensively, I have no complaints of our offense tonight. You know, they came out and put up 11 runs off a pretty good pitching staff, and you know, like I said, Trent Sellers has been pretty outstanding this year so far, and we, you know, we squared him up. We just missed a few balls, you know, deep. They got caught at the track, and, you know, I thought we came out and swung the bats pretty well. So offensively, you know, I don't have any issues, but it's just, you know, the tone has been set early in the game, you know, these past couple games, to where you're down, you know, you're down 9-0 after 2 on Wednesday, and you're down 6-0 after 2 today, and it's, you know, that's not exactly the way you want to start a game. It's like, man, just give us a chance to get rolling here. We can't be chasing those kind of runs, you know, against good teams. So hopefully that's something we can clean up, and you know, it's imperative that hopefully Curtis gives us a good start tomorrow and gives our offense a chance to get rolling.
Regarding the Friday role, at this stage in the season, with how well Owen has fared in the back end of that bullpen, is he someone that comes up in the conversations you had mentioned that sort of need to happen now for that spot?
You know, we haven't, you know, we just finished the game 20 minutes ago, so we haven't had a chance really as a staff to sit down and look at what's going to be best and how we can piece this together. You know, but that's something we'll discuss and see what the best route is moving forward. We haven't made any decisions on that. I know certainly Ross is capable of throwing on Friday nights, but his stuff is there and capable of doing it. But it's a matter of, say, we can't keep getting these type of outings and setting the tone for the weekend this way. We got to get better. So either we trust him to do that, or we make a change. And again, that's something that the staff will decide.
Will Rogers, catcher by trade, he came here as a catcher. Do you guys consider putting him behind the dish a bit more of an impact bat than the depth of that position right now?
You know, we've worked him a little bit back there, just in the event of an emergency. But you know, Bronny was great, you know, today, and Saturday up at Washington, he caught just fine behind the plate. So he's putting together solid at bats, and you know, I have no problem with what he's doing behind the plate right now.
Nick McLean, in just the few games he's played, has had an immediate impact, and just how vital has his success been to this lineup success?
Well, it's, you know, we're obviously lucky he's gotten healthy and is producing, you know, especially with Campy going out. That's a big blow to our offense, and you know, I look forward to the day when they're all healthy and we can put the guys where they're supposed to be in the lineup instead of kind of spitting and gluing and moving them around. I'm anxious to see what this offense looks like when we're all healthy and ready to go, but you may never have that. You know, you always have injuries throughout a year, but you know, Nick has done a good job coming in and picking up the slack. But you know, it'd be nice to get Campy back in there too and have both those guys hitting on both cylinders.
You mentioned earlier this season where there have been instances where pitchers have passed to stay in the games because they want to tackle the guy and finish off strong. Do you still kind of see some of that with some of the pitchers and the staff, that kind of competitive flair with them?
You know, at times, you know, I'd like to see a little bit more of it. I'm not suggesting the question when we take them out, but you know, for me, it's, you know, things are contagious in this game. Hitting's contagious, pitching's contagious, and you know, when you have the tone that gets set on a negative, you know, standpoint, it's guys get scared to make a mistake, and for me, that's dangerous. You know, instead of just staying aggressive, keep attacking, not overthinking it, and just staying aggressive. Again, these guys again have been doing it since they were kids, and they're young men now to where, you know, those excuses are long gone. You know how to throw strikes, you know how to throw the ball over the plate, and that's what we expect. And if you can't do it, we'll find somebody else that can, hopefully. So, end of the day, it's a mentality, it's a mindset. You got to stay on the aggressive and on the attack. And you know, hopefully these guys just, as good as they've been early, they know they're capable of doing it. It's just a matter of finding the right mindset and getting back and executing.
In what way has Luke Keeschel, you know, sort of a stabilizing force, brought sort of a calming effect to some of the youth in your group?
You know, Luke has been a leader since day one that he's gotten here. We're blessed to have him on our team. He's been outstanding. You know, he's great with the young guys. He's a staple of our lineup. He's the type of kid that just comes and packs his lunch and ready to play every day. And whether he's good or bad, his mentality stays the same. He's a gamer, and you know, I love having him on our team. He's been outstanding, and I think the influence he's had on Luke Hill up the middle, and just there's times where, you know, he's got to keep him in check because Luke makes some freshman mistakes and his mind starts drifting elsewhere, and he's got to grab him and rein him in. I said, man, you're getting overtime on the babysitting dues. Sometimes with him, you gotta keep him in check out there and make sure he's locked in to play defense when he's out there. And he's been great for him. So you know, I often tell our freshmen, if you want to know what it's like to be a baseball player and learn what it's like to be I believe Luke Keeschel will play in the big leagues. Follow him around and watch him and do what he does, because that kid's work ethic and mentality is exactly what you want in a baseball player.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.